Step inside the Scarlet Vault. Locked away here are supernatural artifacts too powerful, too dangerous to exist. Every item stored here is drenched in horror, and every item has a story. Would you like to hear one?
Tales from the Scarlet Vault.
Welcome again. I wanted to show you these artifacts to prove that not everything here turns out to be as dangerous as we feared. These little pin-pricked effigies, commonly known as voodoo dolls, though that's a misnomer, are about to be disposed of, as we've confirmed they aren't problematic in themselves. I'm not sure what this little fellow is supposed to be. The real power of curses and action at a distance is drawn from the psychic energy of the person casting the hex. If the wrong person pours negative energy into a representation of the target of their rage, terrible things can result. Sometimes, quite unknowingly. Tom steps into the padded room barefooted and wearing blue shorts and t-shirt. The electronic door slides closed behind the fair-haired young man, sealing him inside the chamber. A speaker in the ceiling squawks into life, making him jump. He is nervous. He was born nervous. Perhaps today, with the help of Catharsis Incorporated's new experimental therapy, he can change that.
Hi, Tom. Welcome. Your unique and personalized session has now begun.
He rubs his hands together, more than willing to give this a shot. Something has to change in his life, or it won't be worth living much longer. Standard therapy had failed, but maybe this new approach would prove productive.
What happens inside the therapy chamber is entirely your decision. We invite you to take full advantage of the consequence-free environment.
His eyes scan a soft padded table containing a variety of weapons that have been laid out for him to utilize, if he desires.
What happens inside this room is entirely private. I am a computer and I am not judging you. All my data will be wiped at the end of your session.
He picks up a baseball bat and swings it meekly in the air. It is a little too heavy for his thin arms.
Feel free to use any item you wish, Tom. You will not be charged for any damage to our equipment.
Returning the bat to the table of weapons, he selects a handgun, puts it down, then picks up a chainsaw and tries the on switch. The teeth of the saw whirl noisily. He smiles slightly, then worries that maybe he shouldn't be smiling at the thought of carnage and destruction, and turns off the chainsaw and puts it back down.
We just know you're going to end this session a stronger, better man.
I hope so. Tom says to himself. I sure hope so. A circular platform descends from the roof and comes to a stop at floor level. On it, a shop window dummy dressed like a businessman, a copy of the Financial Times tucked under his arm, and a bowler hat set at a jaunty angle on his head.
This is Mr. Important, a man who has grown successful by stepping on others. What would you like to say to Mr. Important?
Tom clears his throat. I don't like people like you. He whines at the mannequin. You remind me of my bank manager, always looking down your nose at me when I needed a loan. It's not your money, you know, it's our money. From when we all had to bail you out after the crash. It's your fault none of us have got any money to spend. He goes back to the table and selects the baseball bat and brings it over to Mr. Important. Time I taught you a lesson. With weak and shaking arms, he attacks the mannequin, grunting with the exertion. Mr. Important takes the battering in silence, his hat remaining resolute on his artificial head.
We encourage you to vocalize your feelings as you put them into action. A reminder, you can raise your voice as much as you desire. The therapy chamber is entirely soundproofed.
Tom nods. Okay, fine, he can do this. He must allow an outlet for his aggression. I hate you, he shouts between striking Mr. Powerful. I bloody hate you! Take that, you bloody bastard! Mr. Powerful's glasses shatter under the blows. Tom explodes into laughter at the ridiculousness of it all, dropping the bat. He feels a little stupid, but can't deny he has enjoyed himself. Bank manager Daniel Higgins is later discovered beaten to death in his office. Another staff member hears him screaming and rushes to his aid, but by the time she unlocks the door, he is dead, nearly every bone in his body broken. Bank security cameras record no one entering or leaving his office. How Mr. Higgins met that grisly fate is a mystery.
How does that make you feel?
Good, Tom replies gleefully. Really good, thanks. He deserved that.
Please step back from the platform while we replace the mannequin.
Tom does as instructed, and the platform ascends into the ceiling, then returns a few seconds later. Mr. Powerful has been replaced by a mannequin representing the perfect blonde woman, wearing a tiny red bikini.
This is Miss Powerful, the girl of your dreams. Do you recognize this character type?
Tom considers for a moment. You're Kelly Hunter from secondary school. You even got the same hairstyle. I could have been so good for you, Kelly, but all you did was laugh at me when I finally plucked up the courage to ask you out. You ended up with Scott Davies. I bet he doesn't appreciate you. I would have looked after you, Kelly. I would have done anything for you. You made my teenage years an utter misery.
Feel free to enact any feelings you have towards Miss Powerful on the dummy. Sexual violence is permitted in this scenario, if this will ease your frustration.
Tom cringes. I'm not a pervert. But he quickly returns to the table to select an appropriate tool to externalize his feelings. The chainsaw seems to Tom like a fitting weapon for Miss Powerful. He saws her into two, starting from her crotch, going up to her head. She crumples down on the platform, wisps of blonde hair floating in the air. Tom observes the damage he has inflicted a little shamefully. Sorry, Kelly. The words escape his lips. Maybe you didn't deserve that, but... Mother of three, Kelly Davis, is later recovered from the inside of her crashed car. She had been driving to collect her 3-year-old son from playgroup when other motorists saw her have some kind of fit at the wheel and drive the vehicle off the road. Rather oddly, her terrible injuries could not have been caused solely by the impact of the crash. Her body looked like it had almost been sawn in half.
How does that make you feel?
Tom pauses. Better, I think. Confronting my demons and all that. This is going really well. Thank you.
Please step back from the platform while we replace the mannequin.
Okay, sure. Tom feels pumped up, on top of the world. The platform descends one last time, with a final character for Tom to play with.
This is Mr. Ignorant. He blames others for his many inadequacies.
Tom smiles with pity at the sad-looking mannequin, dressed like he is in blue shorts and a t-shirt.
Instead of examining how his own flaws lead to unhappiness, he finds it easier to shift the blame to others, sometimes people who have barely interacted with him. His selfish resentment is externalized, and he is frustrated that he is denied by law and morality to express his rage. Do you recognize this character type?
Tom shakes his head. No. Tom retrieves the handgun from the table of weapons. But I've got a bullet here with his name on it. He aims the pistol at Mr. Ignorant's forehead, and a moment before pulling the trigger, a fleeting sense of recognition crosses his mind, like he is a centimetre from realizing something very important. The cusp of a breakthrough. It was there, but now it's gone. He fires the gun.
How does that make you feel? Can you hear me, Tom? How does that make you feel?
Imagine you had the same strange ability as demonstrated unwittingly by young Tom. If you could eradicate your enemies without even being in the same room as them, you could quite easily get away with murder, couldn't you? You can't be arrested for damaging an effigy now, can you? Try thinking about someone who has annoyed you today. Maybe a colleague or a family member. Draw a picture of them in your mind. Now, imagine piercing their heart with a sword. Just thinking about it won't achieve anything, but it might give you a warm chuckle. See you again soon, I hope. Enjoy your nightmares.